Hi guys. Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything's sounding and looking good? Let me know, okay? Hi, Manuel Jesus, tudo bem? Hi. Oh, I can hear myself. Well, at least it sounds good. Ryan Kingsley character's looking great. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Moist Buns, hi. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Let me move this out here because you never know what's gonna show up. How's everybody? Happy Friday night, guys. Welcome to Pixologic channel. Marty, hi. Okay, so how's everybody's week? Sorry guys if I make sounds, it's just me like injuring myself. Oh, and my cat thinking that he can steal the show. This is Sparkles, guys, by the way. Say bye to Sparkles. I warned you guys. Oh yeah, let me post on Discord. I might as well keep going with the trend that I've kept so far of posting on the Discord that I'm going live on Pixologic. But yeah, guys, this was a very long week, as usual. I say that every Friday when I stream. You're just looking through your music feed, no warning. Louise, yeah, there was no warning? I posted everywhere, just like I didn't post ahead of time very well, so that's on me. Let me turn up my music, but you guys can't hear it. So, today we'll be working once again on my turtle model. This is called a Mata turtle, and I'm just trying to go for like a detailed... Let me get rid of this wet box because it annoys me. I gave you guys warning. I told you all during my streams upcoming, like my past streams, that I was gonna go do this today. No, did I not? So I'm gonna... Okay, so I've added the basic material. Let me move... no, I don't have to do that right now. I'm gonna change the material just a little bit because it's so dark, and I'm gonna turn ambient occlusion down a little bit. That helps a little bit. Sometimes with it's... I don't usually change that, but with this particular model, I feel like just because the way that it's laid out horizontally, I can't really work on it very well if there's too much shadow. Bad nana, no worry. William, hi from Ecuador. Marty, it's Saturday there. Nice weekend with you. Awesome. Person whose name I cannot say. Hi, how you doing? Well, you might have. I live my own little world. Okay. So we have some issues with my model because like I accidentally dug some holes like on accident while I was detailing. So we're gonna have to fix that. I'm not happy with the way the legs are looking, but I mean, it's probably normal because I haven't been working on them very much. But today I want to change up the pace a little bit by working on this shell that we've done no work on whatsoever so far. Well, I mean, we blocked it out, but there's really no detailing, no shape or anything. It's just very, very loose right now. So I'd like to take care of that tonight. What do you guys think? And for those of you who have never watched my stream, my name is Ana Carolina Pereira. You guys can call me Anna or Anna Carolina. I am from Brazil, but I live in Texas making serious VR games, and I'm a technical artist by trade, but I do a lot of character art as well. Let's see. I have a focus on making game-ready art. I do a lot of everything. You know, even including down to like rigging and not animating so much, but a lot of rigging, a lot of like very diverse stuff. Recently I created a whole NPC system, like an NPC generator system that allows you to like customize NPCs, change their clothes, change their facial features and colorings and all of that, all within Unreal and using ZBrush and Maya. So that was probably one of the most interesting things I accomplished this year because it works. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I do. If you guys have any questions during the nights about, you know, VR, the state of VR industry, serious games, because that's what I focus on. And I talk about positivity too, because I believe that as artists, we have a very difficult road that we walk down, like almost as a group. Just the journey to 3D art can be very difficult and taxing. So I think that taking care of yourself and, you know, being positive, it makes a big, huge difference. When I was part of my experience includes making like mobile VR games for cancer patients, and I did an internship at NASA for a while, which was very interesting. I made like astronaut gear. This is the wrong board. This is not what turtles are supposed to look like. And now I do more like training. If at any points during the stream it crashes or I stop showing or you can't hear me or anything, please warn me so that I can fix it, or at least try to fix it, you know. Luís Henrique. Oi, tudo bem? Okay. So the first step... Oh, and I speak Portuguese. So if you need to talk Portuguese and you don't know English, it's totally fine. I will answer questions in either language. Although today, the language I'm going to use the most is English, just so you guys know. Just so we're all on the same page. So this right here is a little handy piece of software called PureRef. P-U-R-E-R-E-F. And it lets you holds your references so that you can more easily sculpt in ZBrush. I've already created a reference board for this turtle. I'm just gonna go in here before I start modeling today, and I'm going to find good references for the shell, because that's what I want to work on today. So like, this one's good. See, it's pretty good resolution, not the best, but it's good resolution enough so that I can use it. I'm gonna just drag all the shell ones down here. This one's good for the structure of the shell. Oh, this is good for the bottom. The way I organize my reference boards, but they're like changing it all the time. So for certain pictures, I just organize by whatever body parts or whatever I'm doing. So I like the way this one looks. I think this is the look I'm gonna try to go for. So I'm gonna drag that one down. Look at that face. These kinds of turtles are so nice, man. That's the same picture as before, I believe. I have it twice in here, of course I do. This is a good one too. I think I'll keep both of these. It's PureRef, Cool of VFX. Do you want me to write it down for you? P-U-R-E-R-E-F. Warren Zhang, I like turtles too. Nats, how you doing? How are you today on this wonderful Friday? I'm gonna get this one because I think it shows pretty well the front of the shell. I'm kind of a reference addict. This is one of my favorite pictures of a Mata turtle out of all time. This one. This one's a good one too. So now I have so many options. Almost too much reference. I think there might be such a thing as too much reference. I'm starting to find. Fire for Night. Hi, how are you doing? Are you doing some hard surface too? I'm only kind of organic modeling. Professionally, I do hard surface, but not today. No. Not today. So the first one I'm gonna use is these two, because I want to first of all go through here and refine the borders first of all. So you can make it smaller, and let's get started. Sorry, I'm here like still kind of like making the mental plan for today. Let me quiet my phone down. Cool effects. Sorry, I will write it down next time. I need to come up with a better way to get that information across. I'm going to put it here in OBS actually, so that you guys can see. Okay. Smartest. I bet everyone checked their phone when your phone vibrated. I know I did. Smartest, how have you been? Congratulations on your new job, by the way. I haven't seen you streaming. I'm guessing you're busy. I think I did it wrong already. I think where these little things meet, it comes out and goes inwards at other parts. Yes, what music we're playing just then. There should be no music. Warren Zane, can you guys hear music? Ideally, there is none. But I'm listening to Hosier's music. He's an Irish singer. But yeah, you should not be able to hear it. Gumball turtle. Yes, this is... Well, this isn't the turtle, but this is that kind of turtle. The evil turtle. Indeed. So I didn't even know about that thing existed, but then as soon as I started working on this, people started sending me the videos to it, and I laugh a lot every time. It's so funny. Gumball is such a sweet show. Spy, boa noite, Ana. Tartaruga Sorridente tá quase lá. Ai, que bom que você acha isso. Quase nunca eu faço uma coisa que tá quase lá, pra ser honesta. Eu sou uma daquelas pessoas que trabalha pra sempre e nunca termina, tipo Da Vinci com a Mona Lisa. Lift this up a little bit, give it some better shape than just round, you know? Push this part in. If the pure board might be getting in the way a little bit. I should probably move that too now. Definitely the same turtle. Smartest, I'm still alive, that's good. Well, I guess that's the bare minimum requirements for being okay. Smartest, yeah, I get just busy, new job is great, and I've been getting ready for the summit next week. Tonight I dreamt that I got to go to the summit. Isn't that sad? And go next year. Yeah, the summit seems super fun. So people were trying to convince me to participate in the challenges or the sculpt offs and stuff, but I don't think so. But I will definitely be doing the Michelangelo challenge, probably on my channel or on this channel. That's so seriously. I like how you just did tag Anna. Not to be wondering, but did you hear that Telltale Games is going out of business? Yes, I did. I saw it on their Instagram today. It was a shock to me. I mean, I wasn't prepared, I suppose. I think it's such a huge shock to me. I should be getting used to it, but whenever a game company closes, like they just close like that, just like that all the time, and I almost feel like there's got to be another way instead of just like closure all the time. Smartest thing, I was hoping to get to see you. Not this year, Smartest. Next year. Next year I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like only wear ZBrush swag the whole time. Can I get ZBrush to make some ZBrush pants? Because I want to wear that too. Aziel, hi. Did I already say hi to you? I did in my head, but I don't remember if I said it out loud. I have streamer brain. Cool of VFX. I'm glad you like Pure F. It's good. Smartest. I'd rock the swag. I think we can make a case for this. Push this whole side down a little bit. I believe, guys, look. This is so old and awkward. I believe I started this turtle with ZBrush R8, and now I'm realizing that I can use Sculptures Pro instead of Dynamesh. Ah, life is so good, guys. How could I say no? Hey, cute! Happy Friday. I know, right? Happy Friday to you too. You've come to see Herbert in his glory. Hey, cubes, have you ever gone to the ZBrush summits? Too much. I know what tablet are you using? I'm still using over 10 years old Wacom 4 and I like them so much. I wish I still had my old Wacom, but it got stolen by college kids. Damn college kids. Mind you, I was also a college kid when it got stolen. Anyway, I'm using a Wacom Infos Art Medium. It's like one of the cheapest one you can get. Hey cubes, Herbert is looking mighty fine today. He looks ready to hit the town tonight. Yeah, he's always ready. He's a cutie pie, I think. He makes me happy. I don't know. I can't have a bad mood working on Herbert. And I haven't gone to the summit, not going this year either. So tonight I dreamt that I was Batman, and that my reward for being Batman was to go to the ZBrush summits, and I was super excited as Batman. It's starting to get to my psyche. My subconscious really wants to go to the summit, I guess. Marty, college here. Don't worry, not. It was just like. I always think that it's like it was very dishonest for people to steal from a college kid. You know, like I was just trying to graduate. I had a week I'm stolen by porch pirate. What's a porch pirate? Please explain. I was so angry. I would be too. Smartest Z Batman, I know. Okay, so idea for next ZBrush Summit next year. A full Batman style suit with mask and cape, but instead of like the bats on the chest, it's just like a ZBrush. And I will wear it the whole summit and nobody will know who I am except people who are watching the stream today. And they'll be like, who is the ZBrush Batman? And I'm like, shh. Nobody saw me. No, you don't see me. I'm gonna pinch it a little bit so that it's not so thick. I'm gonna even pinch this bit that I'm not really working on right now. But I think even just that makes it look so much cleaner. You know, I like to give the shapes a little bit of a pinch. It's not like I'm gonna pinch a little bit more, but for now this is good. Wow, you really want to be the hero the summit doesn't need, but the hero the summit deserves. Who knows the summit doesn't need a hero? Maximus, they steal packages delivered to your door. That's terrifying. I mean, yeah, I kind of get it though. I think about that every time I get a package. Every day's. Some of my packages have gone missing, but I don't know if it was Porch Pirates. That's such a cool name too. Some people are just made to be creative. A-Cubes, I haven't watched Next Gen yet, but it's on Netflix, so I'm definitely gonna. I am so hyped. Maybe I'll watch it tonight after the stream, if I survive that long. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of shape and depth going through here with the clay buildup. Oh, let me do something for you guys. I'm going to turn off my custom UI and turn back on the normal UI so that it's easier to follow along. But I'm also gonna open this up and reveal the brushes, even though you guys can't really see it. I find that this is very useful because I'm always changing stuff up with the brush settings. Clean this up a little bit. Make sure to look from all angles. He looks like he's wearing a straw hat. I don't know. It's Herbert. Zumi, yeah, finally Twitch stream we're doing normal hair with normal hair color. How are you doing? For now. Somebody tried to convince me to dye my hair yesterday. And I was like, I'll think about it. Anna, what are you using for UV? What do you use for UV? Do you work inside ZBrush for UV and paints? Or are you using something outside of ZBrush? Okay, cool. VFX, 99% of the time I use something other than ZBrush. Unless I'm doing a quick model prototype. Which is like, let's say I sculpt something and I'm not done yet, but I want to get it Unreal. Real quick to just see. That's when I do it in ZBrush. But I do my UVs in Modo. I do my UVs in Modo, and I do my texturing in Substance Painter usually. Maximus, this might have already been asked, but have you ever had any of your sculpts 3D printed? Yes, Maximus. Only once. I have a friend here in Houston who printed out one of my models. It's actually right there. I can actually even show you. It's a dragon. It's a little dragon, baby. The model's actually not even done, you know, but it's really cool and it's printed. Gosh, I wish the camera was a little bit bigger and it's blurry, but look at the detail on that. I mean, it was using the form 1, so it's not like perfect. You can see the little lines from the form 1, but it's pretty damn cool if I do say so myself. I wish I had posed it. Stefan Moreno, thank you. I'm glad you like the turtle. The only thing you need convincing right now is to do the art station challenge. How many of you guys are doing the art station challenge? The new challenge is a feudal Japan style or themed. Nice Drago. Thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like my dragon. I never get to finish it. That's actually just a piece that I made, like, kind of during my streams, my personal streams, to learn VDMs. So basically I created, like, VDM scales, and I just, like, decked it out to hell and back with VDM. It was actually pretty fun. This part here makes 0 sense. I think a mistake was made at some point right here. And then one day a person, just a random guy, reached out to me on Instagram, and he was like, hey, can I 3D model one of your sculpts? And I was like, I guess. And now we're friends. I'm going to paint it, not the dragon, no. I will paint the turtle, but not the dragon. It's just, it looks so cute already, and I don't have good painting skills, so you know, I'm gonna just leave it alone. Looks nice. Didn't see this model. Did you stream it? Yes, I streamed it, but it's like 8 months ago. Eduard! Hello, Anna. Sorry I'm late. That Shelly could model Fantastic City. That's the beauty of ZBrush. Imagination never ends. By the way, it looks great. It's true. The imagination never does end. Let me make it point here. Point. So I just recently started listening to podcasts while I'm working. Do you guys have any recommendations for like artistic, creative 3D podcasts for me? We would hug and command and attack Miss and together. Hello, are you from Venezuela? No, I am from Brazil. What do you do in VR? I am a technical artist, which sadly means, or not even sadly, but means something different in every studio you go to. But in my case, it means, oh god, I don't even know what it means in my case, to be honest. I've been trying to explain it for years, and I still haven't really succeeded. I do some blueprinting, I do some like level designing, construction scripts for procedural level building sometimes. I work shaders, I do the rigging, I do the NPC, everything. Plus I lead the team. Like, I'm kind of the art lead as well. Jack of all trades, I guess. So, one thing that I never figure out is whether or not this turtle has a booty and, like, I mean, yeah, it probably does, but, like, a tail? I just kind of don't have anything on there. Ash, I'm Ash because then it would be too nice to fight back. Are you talking about me? I would crush Ashley if I got mad because I'm 7 feet of muscle. It's true. Well, 7 feet of something. Lamb, well, I'm working a challenge right now, just doing concepting. That's awesome. That's really cool. Demblinko, hi. Hello, my friend. Hello, Hakuna Matata Turtle. That's really funny. Hakuna Matata. Okay, so I'm running into a problem in which it's whenever I'm using white color, it's so hard to see the differences between all the different shapes when they're on the top of the model. So I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. That'll help me be able to see a little bit better. This has nothing to do with hair. The potato boy wants me to get crushed by Anna. Y'all need Jesus. I'm a pacifist, guys. Oh my god. You guys. Oh my god. Carlitos, hi. And then that's a nice moment to tell us how it sounds in Brazil. I love ZBrush. Eu amo ZBrush. So you like VR development? Yeah, I love VR developments. I mean, it's kind of like the one area that I've worked in, fallen into, like just constantly, because there's thousands of VR small companies, small studios, startups and stuff like that, and once you do it once and people hear about it and they're like, oh, this person, she knows how to do VR and art for VR, like you get snapped up like that. Like if you're having trouble looking for jobs in the 3D or 3D industry or whatever, in game industry, make sure you look into VR, because like it's pretty intense, like how often after you learn, like there's not even that much to learn, but after you learn some VR developments, like you will never end. You will have a job. Like smartest, well, I had no idea your job was involved. I knew you were awesome, but this is another step up. I never talk about it because I always think, being a tech artist is kind of lame. I don't know, that was just me though. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but I do a lot of everything. It's been a while. So yeah, I do character arts. I used to only do character arts in my free time, but then we started needing character art at work, and then I was like, I already had to know how to do that, and everybody was like, yay, you saved the day. And then I made them by ZBrush, and then now I am happy all the time. Sterling, procedure on Houdini? Not yet, Sterling. That's one of my dreams, though. It's to learn Houdini. I'm probably gonna learn around the beginning of next year. Or start learning. Can you multi-stream when Ash gets her shit together? See, Ashley needs to get her shit together first. VR isn't that the same like making it for mobile? All needs so little geometry. This is gonna be not always. See, there are different like how do I say, like steps of VR. And we do like high-end VR with like 1080 Ti's, you know what I mean? Like we do the good stuff at my work, because we sell to corporations and we sell them hardware as well. So we don't have to deal with the same exact constraints as like mobile VR or like, what do you call that? It's like just self-contained VR. What would that be like without being connected to the computer? Standalone. So we don't have to deal with those constraints of like standalone and all these things. We do have a lot of constraints and a lot of rules to follow and like frame rates to aim for. You missed the potato. She said she was Batman. I'm Bane. Sterling, great point in VR. I use medium. Next evolution. The problem is who teaches to work with VR? We do, but it's very difficult. So our standards, our target audience is not ready to deal. Oh, I shouldn't even be talking about that. But like, the people we put in VR are people like that don't, probably couldn't even play a normal game, to be honest. I hope nobody I know saw me saying that. Just adding a little bit of volume down here because it was really annoying me, like that it was getting a little bit. Of course, we will spend some time today working on just the bottom of the shell. It's very important to give him like turtle abs, you know. That's turtle abs right there. ZBrush equals happy. Yes, it is. Actually, yes, you have to do you. You do you, girl. Really? I didn't know. Sterling, thank you for that tip. I will actually copy and paste this so that I can take a look at it when I'm ready. Those are some flat abs. I know. Rock solid, I bet. Oh yeah, those turtle abs, rock solid. Actually, I want to work on them now because YOLO. So I'm gonna just create the shapes using Sculptress Pro. And I need to be careful not to mess with the other side. But I don't want to turn back face mask on, especially because I cannot. I don't believe you can use that with Sculptress Pro. But in this area, it's still pretty thick, so it's fine. I'm trying to see. I think I might not be able to see. No, I can see Facebook stuff. Oh no! I just got rid of chat. Okay, there it is. Chat's back. Can you contact the zoo or something to give you pictures? Oh, look, there's a tail. I've just been ignoring it helplessly this whole time. Helplessly. Mystery solved. We got this. Let's just add that tonight, probably. I'll try to add it tonight. Go ahead and add in the little gap for the booty right there. Booty gap, that's the anatomical term for this, by the way. I'm joking. Please don't quote me on that. So I'm missing this whole part here where the skin connects to the shell. I'll have to fix that at some point. Pure F, lovely, yes. Booty gap. Oh my god. Oh, wait. So tell me a little bit about yourselves, guys. Like, what kind of art do you do? Do you do it professionally? Are you in college? You get my drift. And also tell me what kind of art you like to make, you know, because sometimes the art you make and the art you like to make is not necessarily the same exact thing. For example, I love to make animals. I always have growing up. Like, animals is just what I drew. And no matter what, actually, like, my mom used to troll me when I was a kid. Every time I draw an animal, she'd be like, "Is that a horse?" Every time, no matter what the animal looked like. Kojil, hi, and first time to comment. Kojil, awesome. Well, I'm glad you have. Cute. Have a good night, and I'll see you around, and thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like this model. You'll probably get a message from me at some point telling you that I watched Next Gen and whatever I feel about it. Not that you need it or want it, but I'm definitely gonna give you the message. Probably freaking out too, because I can already tell, like, it's gonna make me cry. Because every animated movie makes me cry. So. I usually don't even make it into Zootopia for like one scene, or I always cry in Zootopia during that intro scene when she's on the little train and the Shakira song's playing. Like, that's usually as far as I make it without crying. Is that a horse? Yeah, my mom, man, like, she trolled me and like it was hurting my artistic confidence. I'm here like, does everything I make look like a horse? I think maybe she legit thought it was all a horse. I don't know. Maybe all my stuff did look like horses. It was just all furry art. Why does horse have a shell? Nice backpack you have on that horse. Good job, daughter. Sterling, VR art and medium, ZBrush, Houdini, love sentient alien design. That's awesome, Sterling. That's really cool. So, can you tell me a little bit more about your experience with Houdini? I want to cross Houdini and ZBrush and see what I can do. But of course, first I need to learn it in the first place. Breaking the construct of realities through art. That's pretty nice. I have been doing Facehugger from Alien. Oh, that's so cool. That's the level 50 horse. Okay, I'm gonna use the I think I want the trim dynamic brush to make this a little bit flatter. Nothing too crazy, still organic and whatnot, you know. Oh, and let's take sculptures off for that. So it's a little bit flatter. I'm gonna push it in deeper here on this middle bits. Trim Dynamic is like a really cool brush, especially if you're doing stylized art, in my opinion. I'm not a stylized art expert, but I do appreciate the Trim Dynamic whenever I'm doing stylized art myself. Such flatness. I mean, we're gonna have to probably do this again, but it's a good start for us to be able to dig in some abs, turtle abs. Did she ask if horses were dogs? Sometimes. I'm a software developer with ZBrush 3D printing as a hobby. That's really cool, actually. I have a friend who does that too. That's really cool. I kind of am jealous of software developers. Like, I wish I could know a little bit of what they knew, but I don't have the time to learn it, or the drive. Sterling, Houdini's best for VFX in large-scale environments. That's kind of what I want to do. Like, I want to create procedural level, almost like procedural level building, because a lot of my time work is spent, like a lot of our time as an arts team is spent doing that kind of stuff, and it's just such a waste of time. Gonza, I do ZBrush 3D print collectibles. That's awesome. A lot of people do that, like that I've been meeting lately do that. Not just a lot of people in general. It's really cool. So, gently dig in this middle part. It's actually okay to like have double because it's supposed to be organic and it's not final. If you know anything about how I operate, so it's that like I do lots of passes, like a ton. I'm never really satisfied or happy with my arts. It's part of my sin, or my, it's one of my biggest problems, actually. Marking it in so that I can have more frame of reference for scaling and all these different things. So this is just like a sketch version. I am a character artist who just finished school last May, who also thought that getting a job as a character artist is a breeze. 4 months unemployed. Are you working on your portfolio, Moise? They always told us in college that character art was one of the hardest jobs to get. Just like in the 3D industry or like game, you know, like these kinds of industries that we like to work for. Oh my god, why was I so behind chat? Goodness, I'm sorry guys, I just totally, like, I thought I was caught up already. Andrei, boa noite, Ana, adoro ver você modelando no ZBrush, você tem muito talento, obrigada, Andrei. Okay, Mustache, when I was learning ZBrush, I used to like to study human anatomy, and at the time I wanted to work with action figures, and then a lot of things happened and I stopped everything about it. That's Mustache. Do you ever feel like you want to go back? Evan, I do some freelance stuff. I post my stuff on random freelance websites and get some work that way. I should probably make a website. I love to make all kinds of creatures, humanoid stuff, demons, aliens, whatever. I'm currently working on strengthening my human sculpts. Outside of the sculpting realm, I'm a visual arts teacher. I would really like to get into the video game industry, though. I think I kind of just fell into ZBrush because one of my friends was just... and I just absolutely adore it. That's really cool, Evan Ross. It just seems like you've been busy. Do you have like a full 3D portfolio already? That guy Bryant, yes I am. Okay guys, give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. I just need to go to get something, like in 1 second. Enjoy some turtle abs meanwhile. Sandro, boa noite. Sterling, have a good night. Maximus, hi. Walid, hi. Define full. I have a portfolio sorts. I don't know what I mean by full, to be honest. Guys, I just wanted to let you know. Oh, wait, I need to take this off. I just wanted to let you know that I do have my own Twitch channel in case you're interested in coming hanging out, working on some turtles and other animals and other things. I do have my own, it's right there, the name, AnnaCarolina_arts for all my social media actually, and my art station and whatnot. I am going to, though, however, post the links in chat so that you guys can get them to them more easily if you wanted to. I think it auto-saved already. As yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Variation in life is everything. For example, if you haven't played a game for a while, you'll play better most of the time. Really? You think so? And are you aiming for photorealistic look or stylized for this animal? I'm going for more realistic. I don't know if I'm going for photorealistic though. But like, yeah, I'm gonna go pretty detailed and close to the original as much as I can get it anyway. It's almost like a sketch version in 3D that I'm doing right now. I don't know how that looks, so we'll just leave it for now. Brush scale build up. Let's start flattening this area right here that it's annoying the crap out of me. Also wants to work on this little edge border right here. I think it's gonna be one of my favorite parts of tonight, to be honest. Like, I just like putting a little bit of effort into these smaller shapes. Sandra, estou guardando sua apresentação no Conart. Você sabe disso? Eu tô meio que... eu nem falei muito sobre isso ainda, mas eu tô animada. Já fizemos entrevista e tudo isso. Eu tô animadona. Padelas. So we're understanding with creativity, I guess, or learning something. You can't eat the whole dish at once. That guy Bryant's, yeah. Once I came back to 3D, I am in love with it now and learning faster than ever. Are you working in the latest version? Yes, I am working the latest version of ZBrush. I believe I updated when they asked me to. You know, like there was an update, like 2018.1, I believe. I'm 99% sure I updated, but regardless, working on the latest version of ZBrush. Wow, this. What was I thinking when I did this? Estou escrito. Ah. Surrendering it doesn't never stops, and that's great too. It keeps it interesting. Perguntando se a palestra no Conard. Nem achei que ninguém ia se importar com a minha palestra, na verdade. Então é tão fofo saber que vocês estão animados. Evan, I have 11 pieces in annotation if you want to give me some feedback. If you have some time, I'm always really interested in what people in the industry have to say about my work. I want to get better, but I don't want to cry. You don't want to cry? I post lots of stuff on Instagram that I really just need to sit down and finish. Evan, feel free to like message me directly on like Instagram or Facebook and send me the link to your portfolio. I still haven't I got a bunch of links last time I streamed and I haven't looked at them yet, so tomorrow I'm gonna sit down and do portfolio reviews in my spare time. So if any of you have portfolios that would like me to take care of or to look at, I won't take care of your portfolios, but feel free to message me in whatever medium you feel is best and send me the link to your portfolio. A lot of people did it on ArtStation last time. All of my social media is right there on screen, so just send me up. Or not even portfolio, like if you have a piece, you know, that you want to be critiqued on. Is this for the same project as Sphinx Cat? No, son. No, Padelos. This is not the same project. I think this is going to be just a separate one. And I had this vision for it, where I could put this turtle like kind of swimming, floating, like swimming, looking like it's swimming, and do a little like tiny diorama of like the inside of an aquarium. Sir, nice. The new sculpture meshes and seems very powerful. I really need to buy ZBrush. I recommend it. You should definitely try the trial. There's a free trial. I recommend everybody tries it while you can. The Sculptress really changed the game, honestly. Like it really, it did change the game, change the way we work, or at least some of us work. Okay, right, that's really good to hear. I need it. Do you get updates for life once you buy ZBrush? Yes, I believe so. I mean, right now, that's the way the system works. You get, like, ownership of it forever. So are there new friends as a master at it? That's awesome. Let me know if, guys, at any point I do something that you have questions about or suggestions on, even. Oh, your friend is Martin Verhoeven. I like his work. I've been following his work for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. Sculptures is great, but it has some limitations. Can't work with partially hidden meshes, can't use layers and a few others, but it's awesome for block out primary work form work. That's exactly why I use it, Maximus. I use it for my blockouts and primary work. Exactly. You also can't use backface mask with it, but it's still very, very powerful. Usually I block out with Sculptress, and then I go ahead and do subdivisions when I'm ready. And just remesh it, project it, and get busy. That's what I did. I've already done that with the heads. I need to fix this area. I don't completely understand how it works. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's a little bit harder for me to be able to tell what the way a shape works. But let's go here with my trusty pinch and make this corners a little bit cleaner. Oh, and just save. I'm also gonna save as with a new one. I like to save iterations at least once a day when I'm working. Like one per day that I've worked on this. And then I'm gonna load the old one. This is another thing I like to do, is I like to open up the old one and then like move back and forth between the two so that I can see what's progress I've made. So like kind of like that, you know. It makes me feel satisfied. Like sometimes I'll sit down and I'll do ZBrush for like hours and hours, and at the end I won't feel like I made any progress whatsoever. But doing this makes me realize that oh yeah, I made progress. It's actually been made. No. Look at how far I've gotten. Just kidding. So yeah, let's keep going. This is heartening. It's what is that would be the opposite of disheartening? Like encouraging. It's encouraging. He sure is. He is wonderful. But incremental saves all the time. You learn the hard way. Absolutely. 100%. Although I've never ever had a ZBrush file or like ZTool be corrupted ever, but it's happened with other software. Heartening? No, that's not a word. I don't think heartening is a word, but it might be, right? If disheartening is a word, why wouldn't heartening be also a word? I've never done that before. Apparently if you click Alt and drag, you move the whole document. I've broken it. I have no idea what I clicked. Oh, goodness. Let's go ahead and... I just saved, so we should be fine. Okay, we're good, I guess. I have no idea how I caused that or how I fixed it, to be honest. It is a word. Oh my god, did you look it up? God, Brian's. I attempted to do the art station challenge this time around, and it's literally my favorite era. That's awesome, Brian's. Do it. I recommend. Like, you guys. We should do like doing the art station challenge is very beneficial for one as an artist. But coming from me doesn't mean much because I've never finished one myself. I've only started once, and I didn't finish, because I believe I got a job right halfway through, and I had to like quit it. But it's just so good, and it gives you lots of exposure too. You don't have to win to get exposure. Haziel, have a great night. How long have you been working on this? Why do you ask difficult questions? I've been working it on Pixelogic streams. I think it's been 3 streams so far. Three streams is around 9 hours, even though it doesn't, I don't count it as 9 hours of work because obviously, as right now, like you don't work the whole 3 hours and you get distracted and you get, I don't know, you make mistakes because you're talking. I don't know why, but like this little turtle shell booty area gets me happy. But so does the face. Spacey, tudo bem? You did your research, cool VFX. Did you try next time sculpt nice teacup with super details and print it out? By the way, nice teacup. I don't understand. You need more volume, hard to hear, gotta put my volume up high. It's just, I try my best, but I just don't have good voice projection. Like, I mumble every day, like, everywhere. That guy Brian, sorry for the typo, but any progress on it is great. It's all learning progress. No, on this project, the turtle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Vad. On this turtle project. Hiram, which challenge was it for our station did you pass to enter? I entered the once human one, and I chose the most difficult concept art there was. And that was before I started streaming. Or started doing like any of these kinds of like online things. And yeah, I just chose the most difficult one. And then I got distracted by other things. And then I was just like, if I quit this, nobody will notice, right? And then I just hit quit and I was done. I'll still do a good one someday, or like I'll at least finish one day, but it's also not gonna be this feudal Japan one. I'm too like right now I'm like, I know I'm not gonna finish this, so I'm not even gonna start. It's just like the stars aren't aligned in my life right now. Like I can't make room for a challenge, but I will in the future. Smartest, well, you're awesome. I'm gonna head out, but it was nice to watch you sculpt again. It's been too long. It really has been. Smartest, have a good night, okay? Fabrício, nossa, você tem um detalhe incrível de traços. Nossa Senhora, parabéns pelo trabalho. Gosto muito desses projetos. Obrigada, Fabrício. Muito obrigada. Ninguém nunca fala dos meus traços. Are you gonna bring in some marmoset? Yes. Could you? Actually, I have already started. Like, I have a marmoset project going on already for this thing. It's on my Instagram in case you want to see it. It's right there, the Instagram, AnnaCarolina_arts, right there on screen, right there on the screen. Artists tend to be mumblers. You think so? I know lots of artists that aren't. But yeah, I personally am one. I'm just very shy, and I don't project because I'm too shy. Unless I'm really excited, in which case I will project. Almost too much. AKA screaming. Let's get a good look at this armpit. I'm gonna turn on Sculptress back on so I can get this little mass right here put in, which is part of the, supposed to be part of the skin, but I'll still add it to the shell right now and go back and fix it whenever I have time. I'm gonna take the move brush and I'm going to like detail out the shapes of this area right here. I feel like that's something that's very necessary for this to look any sort of good tonight. I will do symmetry now, but this is one of the major parts where symmetry is going to have to get broken. For sure. Smooth that out because it was really low poly. Might as well have it match the rest. Render, I always think of Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when I hear the word mumbler. Hidam, you chose the characters. Imagine. Ah, okay. It's a turtle. But have a good night. Qual a melhor hora para desligar a simetria? Eu já teria desligado. Carlos, eu acho que a melhor hora de desligar a simetria é tipo mais no final, pra mim. É mais no final, a não ser que precise muito desligar, tipo um braço de cada tamanho, mas eu gosto de mais no final porque dá pra detalhar e tal mais fácil e depois é só uma mudadinha. O programa Choco Blanket is called PureRef. It actually says it right there on the screen, right there. My favorite renderer is Marmoset Toolbag. I always keep wanting to learn keyshots, but I just haven't prioritized buying it yet. It's an investment, you know. Keyshot renders look really dope though, like they just look really pretty. Plus there's the Keyshot to ZBrush bridge, or ZBrush to Keyshot I guess, which is really, really cool because I'm lazy and I hate having to export a million times. I'm gonna just add like the sketch in here so that I don't forget that this shape is here. This started out as a speed sculpt and now it's turning into an actual project. Do you always retouple your sculpts? Yes, unless, okay, I always do, unless I don't want to finish it. Kind of like if it's just a sculpt, I'll just post it on my Instagram and I'm done and I won't retop it. But if I do want to put it in my portfolio, I always retop it. It's not Spanish, Vad. This is Portuguese that I speak. Good luck with your old snapperoo. Gonna check out this channel somewhere in the future. Definitely follow this channel. 1,000 amazing, okay, not 1,000. Many amazing artists stream on here. So I recommend it. I learned a lot about not streaming, ZBrush and arts in general like this. You don't use Arnold or V-Ray? I do not, Kojil. I don't like them. I am so deep into game arts that like I don't see the point in not using real-time rendering. Moacir, olá, tudo bem? Olá, Moacir, olá. Olá. Keyshot gives a really quick and awesome rendering. It's true, that's the beauty, like the keyshot renders look really, really, really nice. And they're quick too. But you know, expensive. Not for, maybe I probably won't buy it this year, maybe next year. Raga, how you doing? Arnold's supposed to be used to use. I know how to use Arnold, like I just don't use it. I've learned Arnold for doing some animation stuff in Maya, but that's about it. You know, it's not something I use constantly myself. Sakura, hi. Linga, hi. Yes, Hiram, that's the one I like. Sorry, when I'm doing that, I'm usually just visualizing. Like, if you see me ever just, like, being completely quiet and looking around a model, that's what I'm doing. I'm just, like, trying to, like, come up with a game plan, visualizing, figuring it all out. Pereira, I'm doing good. Long week, ready to sleep. Not like sleep tonight, but just like sleep over the whole weekend. You like Arnold Bryant's? The neck shirt is long. It is very, very long neck, but like that's kind of how it looks in real life. It's disproportionate, that's for sure. What is the streaming website you were talking about earlier? I think it might have been Twitch. I stream on Twitch, and so does like Pixelogic and stuff. We're right now streaming to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. It's one of the best places you can go to watch streams, and there's a lot of ZBrush artists that stream on there. I recommend you guys checking it out if you haven't yet. Twitch is life. Twitch is love. I actually stream on there 3 times a week on my Twitch channel. I want this to be kind of rough looking, you know, like I want that organic feel, like almost not too planned out. It's a little bit too planned out, but like it won't hopefully look like that. Do you use Substance painting? Yes, I do use Substance. I use Substance a lot. I've been hoping to learn Maya or Mari, but I still have not. Renderman is also an awesome renderer. Dude, I am so happy that that's free now. But I obviously have not tried this myself. Jeff Jeeve. Hey, Anna, cheers. Have a great sculpting hours. Thank you, Jeff Jeeve. What's the name of turtle so I can Google it? It's Mata Mata turtle. M-A-T-A, you know, but twice. Mata Mata turtle. What was the most difficult mesh you've modeled? Okay, so it wasn't difficult because of the actual mesh itself. It was difficult because of just my knowledge levels at the time. But when I had an internship at NASA, I had to model something called a PLIS. It's called a Primary Life Support System. I'll never forget that. Basically, the little backpack that astronauts use that's made of cloth. That was the most difficult thing I ever modeled. Not because of the actual difficulty of like the model level, but because I've only been doing 3D at like 6 months at that point. And it was just like the worst, the most difficult thing. Like I was just actively learning how to model while I was doing it. You know, a very rough time in my life. I told everybody, like last time I came on here to stream, I told you guys about that story in more in detail, but I don't feel like I should tell it twice in a row. Unless you guys want to hear it, of course. In which case, anything can be done. I have to check a side view of this, because I feel like I'm neglecting the side view. Always make sure to check your models from every side. Goonies, hi! For 3D artist portfolios, would it be better to upload renders that are done in real-time render engines as opposed to something out of Keyshot or Arnold? It depends, absolutely, moist butts. Moist buns, I'm sorry. It depends. In my opinion, it's better to do real-time if your model is game ready and if you're going for a game industry job. Whereas you can do better renders or prettier renders in Keyshot or Arnold if you're going for the movie industry. That's kind of my idea of this. You know, it's really cool to if you're going for the game industry, it's really cool to show off some real time rendering. You know, because it shows it like it shows how it look in engine better than Arnold. Like, but Arnold does beautify things, in my opinion. Not KGJ. I feel like Substance Painter has gotten just as good as Mari. What do you think? I feel like in some aspects Substance Painter is better than Mari. In some aspects Mari is better than Substance Painter. Like, you know how Mari does that really, really good, like you can make like really beautiful, perfect, real photorealistic skin in Mari. I don't know if Substance has gotten that far yet with that area. But I don't know because I haven't done it in a while. I do have the latest, but I don't know. Yeah, I missed it out for game industry. Yes, for gaming industry, personally, I recommend doing real-time rendering. Of course, if you have an art station, you can put as many pictures as you want in the post. So I mean, you can add like throw in a couple of like sculpt keyshot renders or whatever. But I do recommend going for real-time if you're going for a real-time job. Keyshot is usual for high poly models, which generally is with the music industry. Yes. Or if you just like, if it's just a sculpt and you're showing off your sculpting skills and you already have other real-time rendering in your portfolio, then yeah, go for it. It's just important as a game artist to have at least like some portfolio pieces that have real-time rendering and like real-time everything, topology and whatnot. It doesn't have to be all the pieces in your portfolio, but it definitely should be some, because people need to know that you know like sculpting and making high polys is only like a part of the process, you know. It all comes down on what can you get this to work in the game. And if you can, Marmoset will show it well. If you can't, it'll be very apparent. Sakura, for your question, my advice is that it's very, it might sound biased, but it's something I truly believe in, not just me, a lot of people. ZBrush is the best sculpting software on the market. So that's just like, it's pretty like, it's almost common knowledge, like nobody comes close. And it's also the industry standard for like most studios when it comes to sculpting. Like, you know, they are all also using like Maya, Max, and whatever else, but they almost always, if it includes organic or sculpting, ZBrush is the tool used. Therefore, if you're going for a job in any of the industries like movies or games, I recommend learning ZBrush, because it would just be like something better for you to like heighten your chances of getting a job. That being said, you know, art is art, and you just do good art, and if employers like your art, they might be willing to train you in software. But I recommend learning ZBrush and then like learning some other industry standards like Maya and Max. Maximus, I like to use the outline shader to check profile silhouette. I like to use the flat shader for that. For gaming, I would render in Unreal or Marmoset just because it shows how to, you know, how to bake materials in workflow. Absolutely. Hiram, do you use your stream software to stream on all platforms at the same time? I know you stream on... Yes, we use the Restream. ZBrush is a must-have nowadays for any artist. I wouldn't say it's for any artist. I know you can get very extremely far if you're like an environment artist or something like that. You can get away with a lot, but I honestly recommend learning ZBrush. Especially like 1,000 times, especially if you want to be a character artist. Like 1,000 times. Go ahead and quick save. I agree, knowing Max or Maya is essential. Absolutely. It's one of like the requirements. Of course, of course. That being said, a lot of companies can be software agnostic. Like some companies will let you work in whatever you're comfortable in. I mean, not all of them. Some of them will, mind you. Some company, if you're doing freelance, you can probably use whatever you want, with some exceptions. Lots of companies use proprietary software, which is a whole different story. Like some companies are using like knockoff 3ds Max that they built like in 1995 still. And you have to learn that, and it's part of the process. Like you have to make sure like that regardless of the software you use as your primaries, you are good at learning. You are adaptable and you're good at learning software. I'd say that's like very, very important skill. The unwrapper in ZBrush is like magic. Surrender, yeah, it is. Although you probably have to do some of the unwrapping manually, regardless, because you know it's good to have control over your unwraps. ZBrush is essential for environment art, same one, and I use ZBrush with every piece I make, especially if it's stylized. You gotta have those high detail and accuracy and blemishes to make it look like that's true, but don't you think that you can get lots of that with like Substance Painter and Substance Designer? Like totally, I recommend that a lot of environment artists learn that stuff, but I don't know if it's like mandatory for all of them, but it might be. Alright, I was gonna work on this little top part now because I think the bottom is like, I've been working on the bottom for the past hour and a half, and like, you know, nobody's gonna see that as much. I mean, it will be seen because when I render it, I'm not gonna have it on the floor, I'm gonna have it swimming so people could go look at it from any direction, but still. So I made this side a little bit, boop, 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 turn up. I wanted to turn off sculptures, but doesn't, oh, okay. It's turned on for the smooth. Okay. fix that later. And like, how long have you been sculpting with ZBrush? About 4 years, even though I took 2017 off. What is one thing that helps you get better with sculpting? School or any online courses? Just a ton of practice. To be honest, I was sculpting like every day for a year or two. Just a lot of practice, a lot of studying, learning, looking at videos online all the time, staying with the times as much as I could, and like learning new techniques. To smooth this area out a little bit. Just a lot of practice and studying. It's more about knowing the process system than knowing the software. That's true. You just need to make sure you're adaptable. I need to grab some coffee for myself. I'm having tea, but like I don't think tea is strong enough to help me survive. Oh, you love the detail on that arm? I was wondering what you meant. Thank you. It's not done yet. The arm is actually like, the arm is one of the worst parts that I've worked on. Like Brian's, yes, you can on procedural base, but for hero assets and things that you will be up close to the camera, and game cinematics and cutscenes, I would go with ZBrush. In game stuff, you can use Substance to draw on the normal map, but ZBrush, this offers more versatility as far as textures and designs go, especially if you're aiming for a specific shape or detail. Oh, absolutely. Sashimi, how are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, so let's get our Damien standard out and sculptures on, because we're about to get real. We are about to get real, guys. So let's start with putting some Damien, I think maybe that's too much. Damien standards like in these corners and like defining these lines a bit more. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna pull this one out, and also the other one that I've been using. Might have this one, yeah. Because I've made some decisions using this picture, and you know, they might not match, so I might get confused. Which is something that happens, but I think I wanna go with this one. So this bump that I added is gonna get taken out again. So back to clay buildup. We'll figure it out later. I might just go here with Sculptures Pro and just like make it a little bit more high poly. Too much. I'm looking at me just like backtracking. Okay, I'm gonna go back with the original plan of just getting them in standard and starting to block out some of these lines that we need. Maximus, thank you so much for coming by. Have a good night, okay? Good weekend, too. Because when you don't feel like working on CG stuff, what do you do to refresh your minds? Honestly, I sleep. Usually. I don't usually get tired of CG stuff just because so much of my life depends on it. Not like... That's dramatic, I know. But, you know, like, I stream it all the time and I work with it, so I can't get tired of it. But I've been getting some hobbies. What is happening? Been trying to get some hobbies anyway. Mostly just I sleep and watch TV, which is super lame. Like I just spend a lot of time working. I also hang out with friends. That's a good one. Finally made some friends and just hang out with them. I used to have lots of friends, but then that friend group died. Everybody moved away. And then I was like left alone in Houston by myself. Rose, hi, have a good morning. Where are you from? Because it's nighttime here. It's about to go down. Oh, Sashimi, you love watching my live streams. That makes me feel good. Did the drama subside eventually? So it's super messy, but it helps me block out a little bit, you know. We will keep working, you know. And some messiness is okay for some things. Like, I think it'll be nice for the, what you call it? It's just the organic look. Brian, so when you get to a point where you love what you do, it never feels like work. That is how I am. I usually skateboard and play guitar in my free time or video games, but mainly 3D model stuff. When I was still in college, my teacher was trying to help me put a profile on my portfolio. She was like, let's do an about you section where we talk about your like the stuff you like to do and about yourself, so like people will read that and think you're interesting. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And she was like, what are you doing in your free time? I'm like, I do art. And she's like, okay, but besides art, like when you're not in ZBrush, what do you do? And I'm like, I draw. And she's like, okay, besides art, when you're not drawing or doing ZBrush, what do you do? Usually in other 3D software. And she's like, no, you don't understand. What do you do in your free time? I'm like, I work on my art. And she's like, this is the most boring profile I ever wrote. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Even when you're super dedicated, people still find a way to make you feel bad about yourself. But also that particular teacher helped me get the job that I still have. So, I mean, she's very cool. Very cool lady. So I'm going in different directions to dig different kinds of shapes in here. So like this to create like a little valley, and then like this to create nice little grooves. Make it look more organic. So I'm not following the shapes. I'm gonna keep the shapes that I made here. I'm just gonna make them sharper and more interesting. I'm considering, instead of doing it like this, pulling out the trim dynamic first. We'll see. I'll do the next one like that and then decide which one I like better. Regardless, I don't want it to be bumpy, so I gotta check it from every angle. Strange teacher. Pode fazer uma sessão em espanhol. Sérgio, no hablo espanhol. Português. Portuguesa is what I speak. Oh goodness, I missed a couple, huh? When you get what are your personal rules on deciding certain surface details are not worth sculpting them in anymore, and you could just be detailed using Substance Painter? Gosh, I don't know if I can put it into words. It's more like feelings, you know. So any substance or any surface detail that needs to be placed carefully, and stuff like, let me try to zoom in. So stuff that needs to be placed carefully, like little bumps around the eyes or lines that go in a certain direction, I use ZBrush for that. Also big stuff like these spikes and these little bumps and stuff. That's all ZBrush that I'm gonna use. But stuff like the actual like skin texture, I might do that just in Substance Painter. Like the actual like micro detailing, like the very fine stuff, I will use in Substance Painter. But anything that I want like a lot of control over, I'll use ZBrush myself. Wrinkles is all ZBrush. The big, let's say I was doing a face, the big pores I would do in ZBrush, and then maybe like the little pores I do like a layer in Substance Painter. You fly drones in your living room for distraction. Hiram, yeah, you're doing an awesome job. Lots of positivity and great art in your streams. Thank you. I feel good about myself now. I get insecure a lot, so hearing. You're in Brazil? Vads, no. I am from Brazil, but I live in the United States. You go to the shooting range to refresh yourself? I do not know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, at my school we had a flash forge. Nothing too special, but still amazing. That's pretty cool. I wish I had gone to school with interesting things. My school was just like a slavery thing situation for like students to have to learn everything there has ever been taught in the world, except for useful things. I'm gonna just for this. I think I should. Oh, why? It's so bright. Like I really can't see the top. This will should maybe help me. I'm gonna create a little like bump in this area, very organic, as much as I can get it organic. So that like, if it looks so ugly, like right here where I did that Damien standard, so that's why I'm doing that, to create a little bit of volume, make it prettier. And also I'm not going super close up because I don't want to lose control of like how it looks overall. And I gotta make sure that it's not super even. Like I'm going to different lengths of strokes. Break it up a little bit. For sculpting, you should have a look at the Anycubic Photon. It's very cheap but capable resin printer. Ooh, ooh. I'm gonna look at it right now. See, I only like resin printers. I don't like the Form 1, I believe, is the one that like drops like little plastic going upwards. Oh, Amazon. $519. I'm gonna really take a look at this. And maybe I can get my personal stream to like help me pay for it, and I'll give them all free prints. Oh, Vadval, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Brian, so I'm part of the CGraph chapter at my school, and we bought it for ourselves, but I am the only one who uses it and knows how to operate it. So I took a class. I took a class at a place here in Texas that has a bunch of printers, but I only took the Form 1 because the Form 2, like, they only have volunteer teachers, and none of the teachers were volunteering to teach that. So I haven't had the opportunity to learn it, but I know how to use the Form 1. When I get a real mathematics for the sculpt, best reference ever. I don't think I'm ready to take care of a turtle. I have a cat. It's enough work, even though cats are like no work at all. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with Damien Standard more carefully and just make it prettier in this area. So ideally. I mean, the goal is to make it look prettier. That's for sure. I'll take some pinch too when we're done. Pinch these together, make them prettier. I'm not gonna worry about the lines in between yet. So, go at this angle. Sometimes I find that I need to do Damien Standard in multiple angles. I don't know if any of you ever do that yourselves. Smooth. Pinch. I'll use the pinch, but I will use it from inside. Select lasso. Oh my god. I'm gonna select it like that, sort of. And then I'm going to, pull, pinch this line so it looks nicer from the inside. And to do that, you have to go to Tool, Display Properties, and then Double. And you'll be able to see your mesh from the inside. Let me solo it out. It's in the way. And when you do this, you can take the pinch brush or whatever you want, and you can pinch it from the inside. You won't be able to use sculptures with this, but and let's see how it's looking from the outside. So I want you to take a look at the before and after. So this is before. It's a little bit messy, and then after, it like closes the gap. You know, it makes it really crisp. I love using this hack, not a hack, but like this technique myself. But you know, I'm gonna have to probably do this again later once I've fleshed this thing out more. But yeah, that makes me happier. I think I actually like went a little bit too far with the pinch, but it's looking fine for now. I could even go a little bit smaller with the pinch and like more intense, you know. And you can use the pinch to like control where it's going to. But not right now, I don't need that yet. So make sure that you don't use double all the time though, because it impacts performance a little bit. So we're just gonna turn it off and get the shell back. It looks like Pokemon without the everything else on it. It's saving. This is the happiest turtle I've ever seen. I know, it's pretty happy. It's a pretty happy boy. The CR10 is a good printer for low cost. I'll also look that one up. I could just put it here on the internet. Could you? I'm a modeler and surfacing artist on kids TV animation, but trying to get into a film project studio. Do you think it's pretty tough? If you have experience, it should be easier. I mean, everything in our industries is pretty tough, you know. So just make sure you stand out. Make sure you put in lots of work, network a lot, and you should be good. I mean, it'll take time, but you should be good, especially because you have experience and you're getting it all the time. Dharmaraj Patel, how you doing? Hiram, I sent you a friend request. I remember you once joined us on ZBrushHangout.com, Google Hangout, Facebook Live. Oh, with Spicer. Yes, I did. Yeah, that was a while ago. I kept trying to go on there, but every time I would get sick and then like fall asleep while you guys were talking. Not to get sick of it, like I would be sick, like physically sick. You sent me a Facebook request? I've been like ignoring every Facebook request because I get a lot. And lots of people I don't know. Like 400 in the like 6 months. In the last 6 months. So I just don't add people. Unless they specifically tell me or ask me to. So I just add you back. Daggett, Ana, será que você consegue terminar a tartaruga e começar algo especial para Halloween? Consigo! Ou mesmo se eu não terminar, eu posso fazer algo especial para Halloween. Oh no, Vadval, that's so mean to the turtle. Good night, Walids. Hiram, what a play, Emmanuel. I see you came in here to get schooled or what? Doesn't matter as oh look like they're smiling. It's true. Some artists do realistic redesign Pokemon. I've seen those. I've always wanted to do one myself. Alright, let's get back to it. I was like seriously considering going to grab some coffee, but like I know that if I get coffee, I won't be able to sleep tonight very well or like soon enough. So I'm here like conflicted between doing good art with coffee or oh, my cat has joined us. Hello. He's wearing a bow, by the way. Alejandro, hi. Rodrigo da Silva, tudo bem? Hi. Guys, give me 1 second. This cat needs attention. You can hear the purring? You should take a break. I'm taking a break right now. He has invaded. He is a handsome man. His bow is coming off though. Okay, smokes. Everybody say bye to my cat. Wait, let me tie his bow again. Everybody say bye-bye to Sparkles. Requesting a close-up. Oh, it's too late. You got goosebumps from the cat? And now I'm gonna add even more stuff to this. Why not? Always checking how it looks from every angle, of course. I need to set up some hotkeys, better hotkeys for my brushes. I've been telling myself that for a year. For a whole year. The praying of the cat. Yeah, you got it. It's like ASMR. I actually have a full ASMR video with my cats, like in his own YouTube channel, but I haven't made enough. Like I don't promote it or anything. Somewhere in here. Wait, YouTube. Oh my god, somebody commented on it. Sorry, I totally got distracted. You can tell. Living Turtle. Thank you, Mavis, guys. I'm glad you enjoy it. Or you like it. Diego, how's it going? Do you think that there's a big difference between a guy from Nomen or another school like that and a self-student? To be 100% honest, not by default, okay? So like if you are a self-taught but you've been doing it for 10 years and somebody's been at Nomen for 2 years, there's going to be a difference and the self-taught is probably going to be better. But I've noticed that Nomen students within the time frame, they grow so far beyond the average. Like they just do. It's excellent schooling. Like if you ever had the chance to go to Nomen, do it. I don't care how old you are or how long you've been in the industry. Just do it. Because I've noticed that like people can go there for 2 years and they come out looking like they've worked on this for like 5 or 6, you know. So Nomen makes a difference. But to be honest, being self-taught is very powerful as well. And I'm just talking about Nomen. Like there's Nomen and maybe like 3 schools that are good. The rest is basically all crap, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of them is just like a money sink, you know, just a place to throw your money away. But Nomen is like top notch. Like if I could go there, I would go there. Kojil, to make my dream happen, I'm working on photorealistic stuff to add my portfolio. Definitely, Kojil, it's good to see you like working on your stuff. Very inspiring. Oh, Brian, so you subbed to my channel. Awesome. Hiram Tibet's question: do you get more active live views on Twitch or Facebook Live? For Pixelogic, let's find out. So on Twitch, there's 489. On Facebook, I don't know. I don't have it open. Let me go figure this thing out. I don't know how to see how many people are watching on Facebook. 15. Yeah, more views on Twitch right now anyway. Do you care if animals are vegan or carnivore? I don't. I don't think it matters. I do tend to prefer carnivores though. Just cause like I like their aesthetic better, you know, like tigers and bears, you know. Although some of my favorite animals of all time is goats and goat related animals and animals like that are like kind of like deer, goats, rams. My cat just choked a little bit. Things like that. Camels. I would do their 2-year programs since I literally just graduated from college yesterday. Do it, Bryant. I mean, if you can. Dude, I went to a college that was not Gnomon for game art and design. That was more expensive than Gnomon, and that was way worse. Like, I made a mistake. But, you know, I would recommend going, but, you know, I know that it's, like, not realistic for everybody, so just do your best to work. But, yes, Gnomon people do get certain advantage for the time. Like, it's not an advantage for life, it's just not necessarily an advantage for life, but it's definitely like for the 2 years they do get an advantage. They have really good teachers. I was so close to going there and held back and self-study. I mean, also if you go and do self-study, you won't like be, you know, starving, or you'll save a lot of money anyway. Make this one very pointy right here. Oh wait, I was gonna do something different, right? I was gonna go for the trim dynamic first. Let's see what that did. Kamavi, I'm currently at a community college that has a small animation program, and it's been helpful in the sense that it taught me what I want to do in the industry, and it's the path I want to go down. That's kind of what's happened for me in college. Like, they kind of taught me what the options were, and they taught me like what softwares I should know. Like, they didn't teach me the software themselves, they taught me which ones I should know, and then I learned how to learn them myself. If that makes any sense. Like, almost as if they had given me a list of like, these are the things you need to learn, but they didn't actually teach me very well anyway. And so college kind of, it was worth it in its own way, but honestly, I think Gnomon is like our Harvards, you know, like, it's just that good. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a link of my cat doing ASMR. Also, it's cheap, so that's a plus. Any tips for detailing the character? Detailing is not my strong suit as of right now, because I actually got really insecure about detailing. So I'm kind of learning myself, you know, as I go. It became like a phobia for me. But really, the detailing is to be patient, wait until you're ready. Don't start detailing before the basic forms are done. Just don't do that. Like, honestly, it will pay off to wait. And buy some alphas. There's some alphas you can buy, like on texturing XYZ and stuff, that are so good, that really take your work to the next level. Or make alphas too. Use VDMs, that's vector displacement brushes. That's what I used for these little dangle bits right here. Really helped me save some time. And oh, and another tip is to use layers, which I haven't done today. Damn it. Use layers so that if you make mistakes or if you change your mind later, you can just turn a layer off or erase it with morph targets, which apparently is a thing that you can do, but I haven't watched the tutorial yet. Yeah, make sure you use layers. Those are all my tips. I don't really have anything more specific. So Render, I've learned everything through the internet. I've been freelancing for 9 years now. Passion will get you a long way. It's true. I've learned almost everything that I know via the internet too. It's dedication and drive that just pushes you the furthest. My Visca is so interesting. Mine's knows a good amount to get started, but it's no known. Krunal, hey, Visca ZBrush, love your work, really. Thank you, Krunal. I appreciate it. By the way, let me make it like something disclaimer. Like, I'm not Pixelogic. Pixelogic is the company that created ZBrush, the software that I'm using. My name is Anna. And this channel has a lot of different artists that stream here and that do use their software making some cool stuff. Fun fact. Layers hype, yes. Do you always start low then go to high resolution? Yes. My workflow used to be 100% like that. Nowadays, I changed it a little bit because of Sculptress. But yes, still go low and then high. Like, that will save you so much grief and it'll make your project look so much more professional, because when you start high, you risk getting really bumpy. Like have you ever seen lumpy models that look like they're made out of gum? It's very common. To avoid lumpiness, you have to go low first. Create your forms low as you can possibly go, and only push upwards in the poly counts when you no longer can add anything else during that low resolution. And then you go up a little bit, and then you push it as far as you can, and when you can no longer add anything else, you go up another one. For this, I'm always pushing my brush upwards so that I can still get like some sort of like organic growth for the shell, like almost like a pre-pattern. It would be cool to have like an insight of how it's like going to Nomen, like the people you deal with, environment and stuff. Nomen has their own live stream, and they talk a lot about that. My Maple, I do have my own YouTube channel. I also have my own Twitch channel where I stream 3 times a week, guys. Go follow me. My Maple, I do have my own YouTube. I have nothing on there yet, but I feel free to follow me because I will start posting. Gosh, I'm all over the place. I will start posting YouTube tutorials in October and other videos. So feel free. I'll put the link for you. You asked from YouTube. Okay, let me post that on YouTube. There it is. Okay. and go back in with the Damien. Make sure that the focal shift is low, making sure that the size is, I'm gonna leave it medium for now and then go for low again. And define around this area right here. This platelet? I don't know what to call it. I should do some like turtle name or turtle anatomy research, like for the names and stuff, because some mistakes were made. And I'll break symmetry a little bit later. Yay! I earned myself a fan. Thank you. FX, hi! Anyone have any clue why or how to fix very noticeable seams? Maybe just look at UVs, gosh. Looks nice and bad. I don't know if it's a padding or thing or whatnot. Been baking like all day to fix one issue, solve that, but now the seams. Okay, so you're gonna have to give us more information though. What softwares are you using? What has been your workflow so far? Where'd you UV? Where are you texturing? Let us know all those details before we can help you, because otherwise we can't, or I personally cannot. But I will help you as much as I can. Do you ever take sculpture lessons or anatomy or on anatomy or animals? Vadval, when I was in college, I took a 11-week course once a week about ZBrush. I guess I learned some anatomy. Most of my information comes from YouTube. I also started a course on like modeling, but then I quit it. Like, yeah, it's one of my regrets is that I stopped that course. I stopped doing it because I just ran out of time, because at the time I was working freelance, working full-time, and going to school full-time, so I stopped it. So this question has been asked, but is this turtle for a specific purpose or stream only? So it started off as stream only, but I think I just wanted to put it on my portfolio. Just a nice little character model, you know? He's saying, hi, and a kind of dumb question. When you have to create something inspired by a concept, do you recommend stick it as much as possible or try to make your own interpretation of it to work faster? It's weird because I think making my own interpretation of it would make me work slower, because I would also have to design stuff. I say stick to it as much as possible. Because, one, it's a little bit, like, socially rude to change somebody's concept art, in my opinion. But two, if you're trying to do concept art, just follow it. It's one important skill to have. It's to be able to, like, translate 2D to 3D. So I say, yeah, honestly, follow it. But it really depends on the purposes. If you're not going to follow it, make sure it's, like, for a reason, you know? It's part of your vision, not just, like, because you want it to be faster. But if the concept art is unclear, that gives you a little bit more free reins. I'm probably gonna work on this tomorrow by myself for a little bit. Let's add that little bump that I like around here. Different lengths. Afix, I use ZBrush to sculpt. This is enough to take Afix. But let me try to visualize it. Sorry, I'm getting very close to the camera because I'm not wearing my glasses and I need to read this thing. Okay, so the first thing I would say is that the only workflow problem that I noticed there right away is that Marmoset Toolbag has real-time fixing of normal, like, you can edit the cage. You don't have, if you have one problem area, you don't have to make the whole cage bigger. You can just make that area bigger. There's actually, like, that's the point of Marmoset baking, I think. So I would recommend going back to the old cage that looked better and just making that space bigger, personally. Maybe that's like normal, so normal OBJ, curves, AO, and loading Quixel paint on it, and other seams. Was the seams from Quixel or were the seams from the actual bakes themselves? Any tips for international people that want to work in the US? Yes, but first let me go turn on my fan, because that's the kind of question that gets me heated up. Okay, that's not why I want to turn on the fan. I'm just hot. And also considering grabbing some coffee, or at least reheating my tea. Let me go also reheat the tea. I will get back to that question. That kind of question needs a lot of attention, so I will be right back. Be right back. I'm back. Alright, I have a stomach ache, but I'm good. I can keep going. Carlos, boa noite. Okay, let me go back to the question. Any tips for international people who want to work in the US? I have a couple, but no miracles. So working in the United States is extremely difficult if you're international. Like almost to an unbelievable degree. Trust me, I know very well the sufferings that you have to go through. Like, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of everything, okay? Both on your part and the company's part, usually. Some companies, you know, a lot of companies will just take on the price of sponsoring you. So in order to come to the United States, you have to find a usually, okay, so there's many options, but like for work, usually you want to get some sort of work visa. And that means that you already need to find a company that wants to hire you to sponsor you. Sponsoring is like basically they submit the application for you, they pay for it, all these things, right? And you can't get a work visa until you've gotten hired. In order for a company to sponsor you, they need to hire an immigration lawyer. They need to pay a bunch of fees. And not just that, the worst part is that they have to wait. So usually, unless you have a special case of like an extremely talented individual, usually you have to wait like 6 months to a year to get a visa. So the company needs to want you so bad that they're willing to wait 6 months to a year. Okay? So the only tips I can give you, taking all of that into consideration, is that in order for a company to want you that much, you're going to have to be amazing. You're going to have to be really, really good. You're going to have an amazing portfolio. You're going to have to really, really like kind of be everything that they dream of in our way. And like, you know, they really have got to want you and treasure and value you for you to get a visa to come to the United States. So what I recommend is being, however hard an American is working, you need to work at least twice as hard. And I know this can be very disheartening. It was disheartening for me. I thought my dream was dead before I had a work visa and like before I had my old visa stuff taken care of. I thought my dream was dead, basically. You have to work as much harder. I recommend learning English and becoming fluent at it. And before you even come to the United States, network a lot. The internet is powerful. You can get to know anybody in the industry via the internet, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, whatever. So network a lot, get to know a lot of people, make sure your art is pretty balling. Get as much experience while you can in your country, like as much as you can. Just get it, you know, do commercials, do freelance, and just build yourself up. It might take some time, but just it will work itself out if you're just a very, very good professional that they really desire. Or you can be like some of the Santa Monica guys that are just so good that they were able to come to the United States on some of them were able to come to the United States on a very special visa. It's like a special talent visa where you had to prove that you're like so exceedingly exceptional in your craft that you deserve to come to the United States. People like Jackie Chan would get this visa if they wanted to. So those are my tips. Are you considering maps from Surface Mimic or texturing XYZ to finish the detail of the turtle shell? Yes, I am considering it, Kujil. If I can find them, I'll buy them and then I'll use them. Females have a harder time, I think, getting a job. I don't know, Vad. I honestly don't know. I think I've had as hard of a time as a boy. I think it came down to my hard work, not my gender. I'm Japanese, so it's really tough to get a job in Canada. Damn, reality sounds impossible. Guess local has big advantage. But if you're from a country like me that barely has any opportunities, like, you're gonna be wanting to go. So yeah, like, Americans, they don't realize that they're so gifted and blessed just by being born in America. And how painful it is to deal with all these immigration things. It's probably the worst part of my life. But of course, use this information to be uplifted and inspired, okay? Don't be like me. When I heard this information in college, I thought my dream was dead. I thought there was no hope. And then 3 months later, I found some people that wanted to sponsor me for my job. And, you know, it's just like build a reputation, work extremely hard, be diligent, be dedicated, disciplined. That goes for everybody, but really, like, if you want to come to the United States, you're going to have to work harder. Very, 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 very hard. Or get very lucky. Which happens. Moist. I'm a little bit sick, guys, so I'm gonna probably stop the stream at 11. Then, Moist, what's your advice for freelance 3D artists who are just starting out? Gosh, there's so much to choose from. One, you'll probably get taken advantage of. Be very careful when you write your contracts, okay? Like, add things like revision clauses and so like that clients can't ask for like eternal revisions, for example, and things like that. One of the biggest things you're gonna have to do in order to get clients is create a reputation for yourself. It all comes down to creating a reputation for yourself. Like, just every tip that I can give you, create that reputation and you'll be so far ahead, you won't even believe it. So if you have an online presence and you have like successful YouTube videos or whatever, anything like that will help you so much in your freelance life, because people will come to you. Like the moment you start putting yourself online, people will come to you. And of course, there's a lot of bad clients out there. Like, I just recently had a horrible client. So like, I really can't help you protect against that. Just be very careful. Make sure your contracts are very well written. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick. Like, my stomach feels horrible. So a lot of people don't realize how lucky they are. It's true. It's really hard. Like, if you don't know any better, like if you don't know what the different, like, oops, I closed Restream again. I was really lucky because an art director who was also my teacher recommended me to a studio. Oh, that's very nice. Surrender. And to quote Nick Offerman, create your own luck, just work at it, make a portfolio, get your luck, tentacles out, get noticed, and more cliches like that. Yeah. Just do the best we can, honestly. There's no, we can never expect anything more than just the best we can do. Mavi, honestly, I think people who try to come into the US and try to do their dream job are amazing and strong people. Every time you talk about this, you remind me of how awesome, passionate, and persistent people can be. Nice, thank you. Oops, what have I done? No. It's like smartphone sized. Let me go ahead and save this. Maybe restart ZBrush. I don't know. Oh, just make new documents. Elon Musk comparisons the thief of happiness. I'm pretty sure. Are you sure that's something Elon Musk said? Yeah, I've been drinking tea this whole time, but you know I don't feel good. Press 0. That's what fixes it. I didn't know that. Itai, thank you. I'll do it next time. I'll make a new layer for that kind of stuff. Bunbots, hello, you're amazing at modeling and are cool as heck. You deserve more followers. Before I go, help me spread the fucking love. I'm good going to random streams to spread the good shit. I heard him say in the Rogan podcast. I know, but you know, how do you say? It's not original. Demon, how do you like Steam Workshop? I like it. I mean, I've never done anything with it. But no, my windows are closed, and the fan is on. If I sculpt magnets, will my portfolio be more attractive? Yes, it will be. Actually, if you put that on your portfolio and be like, just like sculpt some badass magnets and just put that quote on there, I think people will get a chuckle and they'll like you more. You know that making people laugh is one of the best ways to get their attention and get them to like you. Like even if people are trying to fight you, getting them to laugh is like, it resets their feelings towards you a little bit. So I recommend, yeah, well, I put it on your portfolio, man. Do it. Like people, you might like, it might be the way, or like it might be like something that makes you stand out. Very much so. What type of music do I enjoy listening to? When I'm sculpting, I sculpt a lot. I use a lot of video game soundtracks and things like that, and instrumentals, but also like a little bit of pop music and a little bit of like folk too. A good quality meme in the middle of great artwork is always nice though. You can always do like realistic Pokemon and go for the ones that are magnetic and then just put that on there. What is my dream job? I don't have one. I mean, if I were to choose one, I'd say I wanted to be a character artist somewhere. I don't know. But that's not my dream job. Like, I used to have a dream job, but then I understood that, you know, jobs are jobs, and I started dreaming bigger than that. Carbon Justice, Daft Punk, just saying. You are in Steam? What do you think about working together? I don't have time to like take any projects at all. So like I always like collaboration, but it's been so hard this past year. Guys, by the way, I do have my own Twitch channel. I have Instagram and Twitter too, and YouTube and ArtStation. Everything's right there in the stream. But I do have my own Twitch channel in which I stream usually like ZBrush and Maya, but mostly ZBrush, 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays nights. So feel free to give me a follow if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. Like, come hang out with on my personal stream. It's a good time. It's a good time. Let me put the link some places for you guys. last but not least. Follow her, it's fun. Yay, you just did, thank you. We do have a blast on my channel. My channel is a little bit different vibe, but like it's even more chill and laid back, if anything. I'll say stuff because I want my emote back. That's awesome. But yeah, guys. Let's keep going at this. It's gonna take me a while. I'm gonna have to work on this offline. Dean, bro, I never knew you had your own Twitch channel. Cool, lit followed. Yay, yeah, I stream a lot. Like half of my waking hours feel like streaming. Yeah, on my channel we usually do we do some like different stuff, you know. I stream more often. We have a more slightly more tight-knit community. Oh my god. So I'm gonna take the inflate, which is the opposite of what we had done earlier, and I'm gonna inflate just the inner parts of this. So not where Damien Standard hits, but everything else. Probably had to like make that a little bit more, what do you call it? It's a little bit more, gosh, what's the word? Defined is the word. Ryan's, everything you make, I just want to see it rigged and moving. Same. Kinda, like. Would you like a VR ZBrush version? Not really. I don't find that I gain anything when I'm sculpting with VR. If anything, I just think my work is better when I'm not in VR. If you see me making weird faces, it's because I'm, like, my stomach really is killing me. It's pretty bad. Why must I suffer the human condition? Snoots, hi! How you doing, Mr. Snoot? Dean, so I have a question. What's the main use of layers, or how to use them in ZBrush? Okay, so the main use of layers can change from person to person, alright? The way I use layers is usually whenever I'm getting more detailed with the mesh, and say I want to make, do you see these lines that are horizontal? Right here. And I want to do that, okay? But then I realized that I didn't put enough vertical lines on there, and I wanted that to be first, and I'm like, oh no, horrible. So instead of having done that directly on the model, like on the like unlayered model, I can add a layer. I can add the horizontal lines, and then I can stop recording. And then if I ever wants to take that off, I can just take it off. I use it for detailing because detailing is scary sometimes. So like you can, this is more forgiving. Like if you do that all over the place, but then you realize that you didn't want that, you can just take it off. And like if you keep it grouped, that's personally how I like to use layers. But I have a very basic usage of layers. You can also use them for I use them for making morph targets. When I'm doing my NPC stuff at work, for example, I have sometimes to, so I have a main NPC, say a female, and I make her fat. Okay, so she has a fat morph target, but I have to also make her clothes fat to fit her. So I take a piece of shirts, pretend this is a shirt, and then I add a layer, and I'll edit it however it needs to be edited so that it can fit the fat lady, and then I can turn that on and off, and it'll be like the shirt average size, and then the shirt like heavy set size. And then I can export both of those and use them in Maya as morph targets, and then put them as into Unreal, and it works. And there are so many uses for layers. And one recently cool use that somebody taught me was to use layers to make your detailing stronger. Let me show you. Oops. So like to bring out your detailing. So layers can go from 0 to 1, but they also go to -1. And when you do -1, it does the opposite thing of what you had done before. So if I create a new layer for this, I also have ZBrush, and I take the Damien standard and I push it in, okay? And then I stop recording. I can also like use it. I can set it to 0 and not have it there anymore. But also I can put it to -1 and have it do the opposite, and it comes out. So that can be used in a very interesting way when, okay, let me try it again. So this has way too many layers. I need to fix that. But if you want to make your detailing stronger, you can come in here and you can smooth this stuff out. Artagon taught me this, but he's not here today. And I can smooth all this out, which is like counterintuitive. You're like, oh, I'm smoothing things out. I'm not making it stronger at all. But then you stop recording. Stop recording. Shoot. I need to go to polypaint. Don't mind this part. This is just me having forgotten that it turns to black whenever I stop doing that. I can go here to layers, and I can push it to -1, and you'll see that instead of smoothing, it actually brought them out twice as much. Let me turn it off and on so that you can see it before. Gosh, why is it so difficult, guys? I'm so trying to do this for you guys. So that's before. That's after. So that's like a little way to like bring out detailing if you need it to. That's a pretty cool thing that I recently got taught. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that layer. Brian's, have a good night, okay? Thank you. Did you ever check out that Amplify Detail plugin? No, I did not. Ooh. If I want to improve, should I learn Portuguese? Because Brazilians are good at this. Holy crap. I don't know but why we're good at this. I think it's just like coincidence. Why don't you use Sculptress and ZBrush Sculptress Pro? I do use Sculptress Pro. I've been using Sculptress Pro this whole time almost. Have a good night, Close VFX. Thank you for coming by. Well, that's a cool trick. Cool use of layers. I know, right? It's totally not my own idea. I just got taught that by somebody else. add some like bumpiness to this area. I should, no, maybe not yet. Intuitive than the smooth trick, which is admittedly cool. That probably makes sense. I haven't done any plugins like for a very long time. That makes sense. So using layers for high quality details allows you to delete them if you ended up not liking them, unlike not having a layer and having to smooth it out or something. Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best part of layers for me. How long your Wacom pen nib is lasting? Gosh, I've had this one for like a year or two. Nice to see you're very detail oriented. Thank you, Vajra. Normally I wouldn't do this. Like, normally I would get this done on all of them before I started any kind of other detailing. But since this is a stream, I'm gonna keep it cool, as cool as possible anyway. And then I'll do that the rest by myself if I have time. Gonna do that thing again where I select just this part. I'm gonna turn on solo and turn on double by going to tool, display properties. The hardest part is the menus and then clicking on them. And I'm gonna go to pinch brush, turn off sculptures for this. And I'm gonna pinch it from the inside, make it look cleaner. So I'm gonna change the focal shift a little bit. This makes it a little bit cleaner in my opinion. What Wacom pen tablet are you using now? I'm using the Wacom Intuos Art in medium size. It's a very very simple tablet. My guys, you never thought of this? Or you're talking about the video? Spacey, so how is pinching from the inside different from alt pinching from the outside? I can alt pinch. Wait, brush. Pinch from the outside. Let's do it. I feel like when I'm pinching, this is gonna be very difficult to explain. I feel like when I'm pinching, I bring the sides in way too much, no matter what I do. But when I'm coming from the inside, I feel like I can get just I can get it. Gosh, like I said, very difficult to explain. I feel like I'm getting more just the line so that I can close the line up more without bringing the outsides this way. Basically, I'm gonna have to bring up. Okay, I can draw on this. Let me draw on this to explain. Perfect, right there. So imagine I have this, okay? Gosh, I need to turn on layers. Come on, let's do it. Imagine I have a shape like this, okay, that I want to pinch. I feel like pinching from the front or the outside makes it turn kind of like it brings it inwards this way too much, and it ends up going like this. Whereas I feel like pinching from the inside is able to get it more like, oop, let me change this one, like this. So like flat on top. And whereas from the back side, I feel like I can get more of like a better shape with still pinching down here. Gosh, these look the exact same. Oh my god, the difference is that it gets pinched up here when I do it from the outside, and it gets pinched down here when I'm doing it from the inside. That's the difference for me. That's like a feeling thing. The brush is a sphere, so if you work from the inside, you just slice the top of the mount. Pinch, no slice. That was the worst demonstration I ever did. Probably. What are words? It's just like a little aesthetic thing for me. I find that I get better results that way. Space, you're up late. Is it Friday for you? Fun day? Or Friday fun day? That makes no sense. I like how he drew it on his butt. It wasn't his like inner butt. How much time do you spend on one sculpt? I am very bad at this. I spend way too much on a single sculpt. And I spend way too long, but also I stream a lot. So like streaming makes me super, super slow. So I kind of blame that on, like, I can't get as much done when I'm streaming. The layers explanation helped a lot. Thanks. I'm like one of the best at ZBrush at my uni, but I got a lot to learn because everyone in my school is bad, and I know the pros are way better than me. I had a similar experience in college, yeah. Nothing but like explaining stuff by using a turtle's backside. Yeah, you gotta work with what you got. Oop, had some problems with connectivity here, the usual. I keep losing my tracking. It's very strange. Oops, I forgot to use backface mask for some of this, huh? I'll fix it later. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of work to do on this. I will try my best to get it all done before the next stream, so that next stream we can do something different than just like shell bits. I really want to like finish this on this Pixologic stream. Like I want to push this all the way to completion with you guys. Unless you guys are bored to tears, in which case I'll reconsider. should mask that. You think you'll 3D print this? Maybe. I think it would look kind of cute 3D printed, right? Maybe. Yeah, I can always have a friend 3D print it. My first character modeling class, my other classmate's character looked like, you know, when you squish Play-Doh in your hands. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, like lumpy models that look like they're made out of gum. That happens a lot. Like, it's not necessarily something to be judge people on, but it's definitely something to work towards fixing. I wonder if I have a side view anywhere. My cat is so cute, guys. He's distracting me. Adorable. Make these all a little bit pointier. More interesting, you know? Rockstar turtle with the mohawk. 9 p.m. still? Well, actually here it's about 11. 12 p.m. Renders, nope, love this. I get ASMR from seeing people doing creative stuff. Really? That would be amazing. Yeah, maybe I'll, yeah, I want to finish this. Not the rubbing and silent weirdness. I'm sorry, though, am I giving off a lot of silent weirdness? Today I do feel kind of weird, like I'm a little bit sick, so I'm sorry if I'm being awkward or silent or whatever. What kind of turtle is this? This is a mata turtle, M-A-T-A. Mata. Inspiring. I found it was funny and awkward. You can even empty the model and have it printing in cast in brass. Really? I could. I mean, and then like keep that forever as my like best belonging. Besides my computer. How many hours did you work? Professionally or like overall? Because overall was way more. I think I do... like 10-hour days. Plus Sunday. Plus Saturday. Yeah. Hadish, I'm from India. My college teaches using mouse for ZBrush. They teach me only the basics. I'm learning most of the stuff through online, but here companies hiring more requirements. What I have to do? So the first thing you have to do is you're doing correct by learning by yourself. Like, forget school. Learn with the internet. The internet has everything you need to learn for free. That's what I did. You know, my school sucked too. But another thing that I'm gonna go ahead and say is get yourself a tablet. I know that like probably maybe in India it's more expensive than the United States because that's the way in Brazil. But try to get yourself a tablet so that you don't have to use the mouse, okay? And learn how to use that. Make that a priority for yourself. And make sure like go out, find the requirements for companies and learn those things. It's okay, you can be independent, be your own teacher and your own mentor. Just you have to push yourself by yourself. Just ignore school a little bit. Oh, render, yes. Mata looks derpy and cute. It has mais senti perigo. It does look derpy and cute. Mine does too. Oop, I have low subdivision on. Also, get yourself to go to meetups and get feedback in real life. That's a good one too. If it's the happiest turtle in the world, it could help people finish depression off. It kind of helps me a little bit. Whenever I'm sad and I work on this, I all of a sudden am not sad anymore. I hope see if you can find any good art ones. There are no good art ones here in Houston. I should start one. But guys, I know I haven't gotten like an overwhelming amount of work done today. But I am not feeling good and it's 11, so I'm gonna go and I'll be back in October to do one stream completely in Portuguese and one stream in English. So if you speak Portuguese, it's your time is coming. How long have you been sculpting ZBrush and how long did it take you to get to this level? So I've been sculpting for about 4 years. I took 1 year off, and so yeah, to get to this level it took me like 3 years out of those 4 years. just love ZBrush to eat and go to the gym. I used to do that when I was in college, except I wouldn't go to the gym. Yeah, guys, I don't feel super great, so I'm gonna go. I want everybody to have an amazing, amazing weekend. Okay. Let me get you something. So Pixelogic has their own official Discord server where you can, for example, wait, let me get the link here. Where you can, for example, get in connection with people that work at Pixelogic and people that are professionals working with ZBrush. So I recommend you guys join this Discord. It's a really cool place. So I'm gonna post the link in all these different chats for the Discord. Feel free to join it. You guys will probably not regret it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Links are being added right now on YouTube. So yeah, that's a really big cool thing for you guys. And also, I personally have my own Twitch channel called Anna Carolina Arts. It's right there on the screen. I stream ZBrush on it 3 times a week. Mostly ZBrush, sometimes some other stuff too. But yeah, feel free to join me on those streams, my personal channel. I stream like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday nights. I'm gonna get you guys my personal links for social media and all these different things. Feel free to, if you have any more questions, reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, ArtStation even. If you have any questions about your portfolios or art or anything like that, you know, I'm available. All my links are right there in chats. Have a good night, everybody. Let's see if there's anything else I need to do. Make sure to follow the Pixelogic channel if you haven't already, in whatever you're watching, Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. A lot of really, really great, like my favorite artists, all sculpt on this channel. So make sure that you get the latest, because it's like every day there's somebody on here, or like 99% of days. So yeah, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Make sure to stay tuned with the schedule and come back for the other artists. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely night, okay?